not under
You're
arrest.
not
He's
under
being
arrest
detained
from
right
Greenwich
now, right?
Police. Is being detained right now. Whatever Stanford has, it's speedy information for us to at least detain them and them to come and figure out what's going on. And once they get their side of the story, then
We'll put you in our car.
Yes.
They're confirming right
So
now.
I would like to tell you a story. It's a story that must be told. After I got arrested, being falsely accused of domestic violence, I stayed on the sofa of one of the three guys that came to bail me out that night as I had a $25,000 bail. After I got released at 4:30 in the morning the next day, I stayed in a hotel for the weekend. Then I had to find some place to stay, so I stayed in this Airbnb. Needless to say, it wasn't the nicest. It was very difficult. I shared this space with 4 other people who were staying in this Airbnb, sharing this shower, sharing these living quarters, no television in my room, no internet really. At least it was pretty weak. Then, to my amazement, God said, nah, it's not going to go down like that. The owner of the business, the barbershop that I work in, happened to have his house on the market and told me to come take a look as he was offering me to stay here so that I could have a peace of mind and stay there until I could either find a place of my own or until the house sold, whichever came first. This was the main living quarters. I was ecstatic. This was the first night that I moved in. That's why it's a little dark. As you see, it's fully furnished. And this here is the laundry room leading to the guest house where his mother stayed. Personally, I would have been just fine staying in this house or this part of the house, but he allowed me to stay in the main living quarters. I literally broke down into tears the next morning when I woke up to realize how God was with me when it seemed like no one else was. God had my back. I went from being incarcerated for a whole entire night only to end up in this beautiful $1.6 million home. Even had my dream refrigerator, Sub-Zero. Every morning, I wake up, I look out here and remind myself how grateful I am and how fortunate I am to have people who are looking out for me. Oftentimes, I tell myself I'm here in Connecticut by myself, have no family, no real friends, but then I have to stop and pause and really think about what I'm saying. Because I may not have the friends that I grew up with, I may not have the friends that I've made in North Carolina, but indeed, I have new friends. It's been a slow process, but God is bringing the right people into my life. And so every morning I wake up, I look in this mirror, and I talk to myself, and I tell myself to be encouraged. Understand that this is just a season that you're going through. This is not forever, it's just for now. It may be tough, but I'm built like that to endure things of this nature. I'm resilient because that's who I am. I ask for the strength of my father, who I know went through many challenges in his marriages, especially with my mother when he had to leave me for a period of time and not see me. I know his pain firsthand now. We talk about it, but when parents explain things to you sometimes, you can't totally understand it. You have to actually live it to understand it. And now that I'm living it, I completely understand it. But this is what I know. When I get through this, and I will get through it, I'll be even better on the other side of this situation. And so I'm going to tell this story one day. I'm going to tell it so that my son knows this story one day. I'm going to tell it so that the men out there who go through things like this will understand that they're not by themselves. Because so many times we hear about what men do to women, how women have dealt with such bad men, so forth and so on, but we never hear the other side. And that's the side of the story I'm going to tell you.
Come on.
My prayers began to be answered as I finally found an apartment that I was praying that somehow I would be able to afford. This 600 square foot apartment costs $2,500 a month, and I could not even begin to fathom how would I afford this, yet alone how would I even get furniture, as I had to start all over. This was mind-boggling. But as I mentioned before, this is all about faith. This journey was all about how much faith, how strong was my faith, where was my belief. And lo and behold, things began to come to fruition. This is now my apartment. It's small, but it's very comfortable. I have an immense amount of peace as it reflects who I am. It has my personal design to it. It has all the things that I need. Not necessarily everything that I want in my life right now, but everything that I need in my life is exactly what I have. I am so blessed and so grateful. I can't wait to finish telling this story to you guys. Be inspired.